Hey guys, it is Wooful. You guys know Silent Dicctras by But Stallion PC. I thought of doing something pretty interesting, and I'll try to decorate this level. So I'm gonna go through the entirety of this level. I'm going to decorate it, and let's see what happens when it's actually done. Now, I'm obviously not going to be done decorating it this episode. Now, the only constrictions that I have for myself is that I can't alter the gameplay, and I have to have a theme that is at least a bit similar. So, for example, for the Stallion's part, I have to do something kind of similar to Retray and using some of these blocks. And that'll be the same for all of the other parts. I need to find out which part I'm going to decorate today. I'll do this part over here. You know, the First of all, I'll select details, and I'll basically just turn this all into a layout. I think I'll remove the pulses as well to make this more in line with actually everything. For this part, I'll make the background, let's say, more of a purple type. Yeah, like this. Then the OBJ can be just like copy the color of the background and make it way less saturated. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I have to clean this up at least a little bit, so that won't be too much of a mess for me to decorate this. I'll just make everything get stripped down to the actual gameplay. And I just realized that this is entirely off-grid, which is really annoying. But I'll first outline it, and let's see, this portal, I'll give this the border so that I can actually see what I'm working with. And should I do structures like this? Sure. So this can be sort of like this. And I just realized that this, I think I'll do like this instead. Actually, the beginning of this was just me laying down the foundation for the actual decoration. So this part doesn't actually have that big of an actual art style, but I think I'll like make this more in line with the Stallion's part. So now this was just me failing to come up with a block design. I tried first to do something like this, which was basically the same as Stallion's part. That didn't really work well, so instead I did something like this, which was more like a deadlock type stuff. That didn't really work out either, so I tried to do something else. I don't like that either. What design should I do? I'm trying to make this good looking, so 9 circles. Maybe some of these could work. I decided on a wood type object, which I've never done before. And after adding glow and the black outlines, this was how the block design looked. I'm pretty happy with it, but it's definitely not as good as some of my other block designs. Hey, that actually works pretty nice. Yeah, this works well. I'll add stuff to the block design later, but for now I'll just import this block design to this structure over here. Alright, so I just realized that it's really hard to work with this block design because all of these structures are off-grid. This is off-grid, this is off-grid. All of these structures are off-grid, which really isn't good for me. But I think now we'll take a pause and actually work on the spikes. Yeah, so this is a pretty simple spike design. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the glow on the bottom, maybe just the glow on the top. But I think this is a pretty simple spike design, and if you look at the other types of spike design that I've actually made, these are way more complicated. But the colors of this level are making it really hard for me to actually. I'll add the spike design to these parts. The spike design is good, but it feels a little bit too empty. So if I, oh my god, I need to unlink this. If I change this glow to be closer to this type of color, then maybe we'll get somewhere. Now that you know what the block design looks like, let's skip to something more interesting. I'm really excited for what the series will eventually be and what the level will become when I've finished decorating it. It is a very small chance, but it would be pretty funny if Stallion actually found this series and ended up watching one of the videos. But let's see what I'll try to do for the wave. But before doing anything else, I'm gonna work on this part. So I'm debating on even having, the teleporting stuff. So maybe I'm just gonna move all of this down. This was a massive mistake, which took about 7.5 minutes to actually work correctly. But I eventually managed to make it work out. So I finally got the gameplay to work. Finally. Now I have to decorate this. I didn't do too much commentary for this part, but I luckily managed to find a block design that worked decent for this wave. So this uses these type of slopes, and I guess I can try to do something similar to that. So it's like this. If I copy it like this, then that makes a kind of cool pattern. So maybe I'll use that. Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. I'll check if this looks good with separation. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. So inside of here I want to do something else, but first I have to put glow on these slopes to make them look way better. Why? Oh my god, this looks so good! This looks so good! Wait, if I make this 18, oh, this looks way better. Look how good that looks. Dude, looks amazing. Right now, I'm not really trying to make the level feature-worthy. I'm probably going to make it feature-worthy in the future, fixing up some little things. But for now, I'm just building this for fun. Yeah, that looks pretty good, but it has a little bit too much color. So maybe I'll just make this 0.68. It still has a little bit too much color. Maybe 0.38. Yeah, that looks better. Sadly, the level still had some bugs, so I had to fix them, but luckily it didn't take that much time. Yeah, that fixes it. But yeah, I don't think I have to apply this design up here. But I definitely have to put it over here, so I'll do that. Applying the block design to the top didn't take that much time, but it was a little bit annoying. Although I am kind of proud of this part. So I've applied the block design to this top, but there's this problem. See, this thing right here It is a little bit weird. I'm just gonna scale this portal down so that it looks much better. This looks a little bit weird because over here you can see that it's a little bit of a problem. So maybe if I put backing blocks behind these, it'll look better. This was just me fixing the tiniest visual error on the planet, which I don't really need to show. I'll apply the block design to this, and then I think I'll add some more stuff to spice this part before the actual duel, which is going to be really difficult to make. At first I thought the block design would be pretty hard to transfer over to this part, but then I just found out that the part is literally copy-pasted from the previous part. So that saved me a lot of work. I don't know why I have never noticed that ever when I was watching this level. But I just did that in 2 seconds, so now I'll just do this little spam quarter, and then we're on to air deco and custom background. Now I think it would be pretty funny if I just made this a club step monster, because club step monster, they're good. Okay, so you can see one extra block over here, but then this spider portal, yeah, that's one below. Wow, I just had to move it up one grid space and then it would work. Making this club step monster was actually pretty fun, but I didn't really do that much commentary for this part, so I just thought of skipping it over. Plus the club step monster didn't have too much original design, so... And since almost, I think all of this, wait, hang on, I'm gonna put on speed hack again and see if the border changed just a little bit. Yeah, it changes a little bit, but it doesn't change enough, so I'll always go on layer 10, but this glow here's, oh no, not that glow, but this glow, scale it to, let's just say 3 times. The only thing I did here was some glow stuff, and I added a little animation for Chompy. Yeah, that looks good, but this is a little bit of a problem. This was just me fixing some stuff and adding some structures before actually going on to the decoration. Now, most of this decoration was previously seen, but there were some exceptions. This structure will be something else, and these things will be something else. Now, I'll do some different type of glow here. This little duel doesn't have the best decoration, although the part after that is going to have way more interesting deco. Sorry for skipping over a lot of deco, but it wasn't really that special. Now, I'll just see how this part actually looks so far. Oh. Crap, I forgot start positions. So for the straight fly, I wanted to do something special. Okay, so I just put these here because I was too lazy to put them actually where they're supposed to be. But then this actually looks way better. I just have to check if it's actually possible. I think that is possible. Yeah, maybe if I remove this spike and this spike, then maybe it actually is possible. So I'll now put a start position here. Is it 4 times? Yeah, it is. So these are the boundaries for the ship. And I'll just outline these. So I want to do something pretty similar to the slaughterhouse straight fly. But then I first have to actually look at slaughterhouse. And hopefully slaughterhouse won't destroy my ears. I didn't really have that interesting commentary, and the level was beginning to get pretty boring, and the video is getting really long. So I sadly had to skip a lot of this decoration. Yeah, that actually works a little bit. But these spikes, they definitely have to go. They're like so bad. So, yeah, let's see how this looks in normal mode. So funny. And, do I want to add something else? Why is this straight fly so long? Now, I'll remove this start position. Do I have a start position over here? No I don't, but yeah. Flip gravity. After adding a custom background, fixing some stuff, and adding orb decoration, the part is done. So let's get to the final showcase of the part. Alright guys, so now the video is actually over. This was actually pretty fun to make. And I don't know when part 2 will release, but it will release. So stay tuned.